Hi, I'm Bill from CJ Pony Parts. The EcoBoost engine family has been a huge success for Ford because of how efficiently turbochargers create horsepower. The 2.3-liter turbo in our 2015 Mustang here makes great horsepower out of the box. With a few well-chosen modifications, we know it can make quite a bit more. One of the easiest ways to get more horsepower out of the EcoBoost is by putting a larger diameter downpipe. So today we're going to install Mishimoto's 3-inch downpipe on our 2015 EcoBoost Mustang. This two-piece Mishimoto downpipe is going to be a direct replacement for the factory downpipe found in your 2015 through 2016 EcoBoost Mustang. It's made of a mandrel-bent stainless steel 3-inch tubing and is a two-piece design to make for an easier installation. Also features a 200-cell spun metallic core catalytic converter, so it's going to keep your Mustang legal as well. It will require a tune because of the increased flow and will work with both aftermarket or stock exhaust systems. Mishimoto includes this adapter so you can bolt it up to your stock 2¼ inch exhaust system or any stock style exhaust system. If you happen to have a 3-inch system, you can eliminate this reducer and go 3-inch all the way back. For this installation, let a lift or a jack and jack stands, 3/8 ratchet, 11mm socket, 13mm socket, 15mm socket, 19mm socket, short extension, 15mm wrench, oxygen wrench or 22mm wrench, exhaust hanger removal tool, small flathead screwdriver, and a flashlight. The installation is going to begin under the hood. This is the easiest place to get the upper O2 sensor unplugged. If you look, the sensor is visible right back here in the corner. The wire goes right above it. If you follow the sensor cable up, it plugs right back here. Push the button that's connected, fish it down out of the way. Now we can remove the nuts that hold the downpipe to the turbo. Before you do this part of the installation, remind you to make sure the engine's cold. You don't want to mess with a hot downpipe. Two nuts are going to be one right here, and one's going to be at the bottom. The bottom one sometimes is easier to get from under the car, but this one you can definitely get from up here. The other bolt you can get from top or bottom. I prefer to get that one from this one from the bottom here. Next, we're going to disconnect back here where the downpipe connects to our factory resonator. We'll slightly bend this tab here. We can slide the sleeve onto the pipe. Next, we'll disconnect the downstream O2 sensor, which is found right here in the side of the transmission. Once you get the little metal clip up top here as well. That's ready to come off. Once a downpipe actually separates from the turbo, this should stay attached to the pipe. If it doesn't, make sure you hang on to this. You'll need this for the new installation. The last step in removing the factory downpipe is to remove the bracket from the side of the transmission. A couple pieces you want to remove from the original downpipe. First thing to take off is this bracket here, then the downstream and upstream oxygen sensor. I'll grab our oxygen sensor wrench to get our oxygen sensors off. And make sure you replace these right where they came off so downstream and upstream are in the correct location. We're going to put a little anti-seize on the threads before we install them in the new pipe. Careful when you thread these in, you don't cross thread them. It's actually very easy to do. And the gray O2, which is a downstream oxygen sensor, will go on the other side of the catalytic converter. On the second section of the downpipe, you'll notice there's another opening for an O2 sensor. This is if you're adding a wideband, an aftermarket oxygen sensor to monitor your air-fuel ratio. You want to make sure if you're not using this, make sure it is tight. They usually ship tight, but double check it that it's nice and snug before we put the pipe back together. Now we're going to install the bracket. This, you don't want to tighten all the way, just put it on and get it loose for now. Then we have to adjust a little bit on the car. Put these on hand tight. That's ready to go on the car. Make sure you don't forget the stock gasket. And put that in place for now. We're going to install a downpipe to our Mustang. The gasket sits up in the turbo like this with the seal facing inward. It might stay, it might not. If you're lucky if it stays, put up there in place and put the downpipe up behind it. And we're going to lightly tighten the bracket. Trying to get everything roughly in place for now. Now keep an eye on the downpipe, make sure it is seated properly, and we're going to tighten the bracket. Now we're going to work on the top bolt. The front pipe connected to the header. Now we're going to install the collar, slide that on, and take the secondary pipe, slide it over it. So we're going to spin it up into place and put it on the factory hanger. Now slide the clamp down and over the pipe. We're not going to tighten it yet, just get everything in place. This will actually only go on so far, it'll bottom out on the pipe. Once you bottom out on the pipe, then grab the provided band clamp. We're going to connect these two together. Now we'll slide the clamp forward over the adapter and tighten this back down. Now move forward and tighten the clamp down. On the bolts in the bracket we snugged before, now we can make them tight. And for our last step, we're going to reconnect both oxygen sensors. And your installation is finished. Now we're going to fire it up, check for any leaks, see how it sounds. Well, their stock exhaust had tonally changed a little bit. It got a little bit deeper and definitely a little bit louder, but overall sounds pretty similar, again, given we have the stock resonator and stock muffler still in place. The Mishimoto Downpipe will be a nice addition to making some horsepower with our EcoBoost. Once we add a catback and a custom tune, we should be well on our way to making some decent power. Overall, the installation is not too bad. Give yourself about 2 to 3 hours. Be back on the road in no time.